here of Perro Negro versus Team Fusion. And I think like I said, a lot of people coming into this are probably expecting Fusion to be the dominant team. But yeah, like you said, if a first pick PA works, you're going to have to really revisit your draft. He did the sneaky thing where he like equips the persona and then de-equips it, so he has like the persona image at the top, but not on the hero.
Tactical.
It's weird that bug still exists.
I mean, it doesn't really do anything, right? So it's really low on the order of importance to fix.
Yeah.
Patch is probably a little higher on that.
I think win trading should be the #1 priority at the moment. And deleting all double down tokens forever. But we'll see as we're going to see a smoke wrap around here. They do see Kataro. There's going to be the dagger into the stun, the follow-up there. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, is it? Kataro's getting quite low. The sidestep allows him to back away. And the turnaround as they take down Slatums. MJZ will finish off the Drow. I think an intentional death there. As he's on the run, trying to get away. The Mephetic Shield's helping him out for the moment. He's like, maybe I'll get the bounty rune. He will.
It's slow enough. He needs like one more auto attack.
He's going to finish him off.
Can he beat PA to the rune?
She could have daggered and beat him there, but I don't think she wants to risk the damage.
She would die, I think, with more undead shot available. So yeah, gives up the rune, stays alive, full health.
So
okay.
First, Leo style on the mid lane Ember. Now he is kind of low, but he has a bottle already.
By a salve too, potentially, or just depends on the bottle region, I guess. Should be, I mean, that should be a very strong start for Fusion.
Why was his courier out of base? Okay, he made a mistake. Yeah, he might have accidentally microed courier because it was like sitting at behind the tier 1 tower in mid, and now it's running all the way back to the base to go get his bottle. So we're gonna see Prada on this Phoenix. Pretty difficult hero to deal with in the lane, but Lion's also a strong laner.
Mm-hmm. You do have to be careful. This is kind of why Lion does work. When it comes to straight up damage, not so much. But Phoenix also damages itself by using certain spells, and so sometimes you're depending on the dive to get away after trading pretty heavily, and that's where if the Hex and the stun into the Dawnbreaker spells comes out, Phoenix does the damage to itself, and then you have the chain stun to finish it off. So you do have to be careful of that.
Just a half pull there from Prada. Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, he's going to hold the point at level 2 on the line. Doesn't know if he wants to go for the Hex or the Mana Drain. I think a lot of times you just hold it, and if you get a kill opportunity, you immediately go the Hex.
Mm-hmm. I think this is also a lane where draining mana is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Some heroes like Ogre and Lich, if you take away their mana, is really impactful, so you can just go ahead and take it level 2 and just drain them any chance you get. The Drow and Phoenix, right, they'll be fine with minimal mana.
Yeah, Leo style kind of, even with First Blood not having the greatest time mid, I honestly feel like he delayed his bottle by like a solid minute because of that miss micro, which hurt him quite a bit, but should be okay. Top lane though, we're gonna see Knight with a nice stun there that will slow up the Drow, but the turnaround as the dive comes out from Prada, has one Fire Spirit left. It connects Knight, trying to get away, has a Fairy Fire to survive. He's thinking of turnaround with his own Blood Grenade and a Celestial Hammer, but Drow is just a little bit too scary there.
Ooh.
Quick pause.
Bottom lane, I kind of can't believe it, but the first pick PA, top of the last hits. This Abaddon is doing work. MJZ getting real annoying in the face of the enemies with the Mephitic Shield. or the Mephitic Shroud on the Aphotic Shield, making it very annoying to trade into Abaddon, and they don't have a way to dispel the shield, which is the hard counter to that hero. But since you revealed your carry and your offlaner right away, you actually got to save the last pick or the later picks for the support, so it ends up being a pretty good lane for the Abaddon.
I mean, the barrier amount is kind of nuts. Like, it's a pretty huge barrier as well. So, like, just trading on Abaddon is so good with this facet. Goes from... Yeah, level 2 has like 60 more barrier on it. Like, that's actually nuts.
That's a lot of barrier. Phoenix dropping down.
All right, and that's a full commitment. Knight here, topside, trying to juke it out in the trees. I don't think he's gonna make it
nice
out.
Try.
This one. Yeah, good attempt for sure, but Kotaro will get the cleanup kill, and he does have stick as well as a Lotus, so this Dawnbreaker needs to be very careful. Yeah, she has to TP back to the tower. Good call.
This forks out even more mana from her, though, so you need the spells to have kill threat, even as she heals up. You're not too scared of being dove now. Another Radiance build potentially coming in from Brewmaster.
They're looking to get aggressive bottom. They're bringing in the Phoenix. They still have the shield, though, as Witz actually just goes in aggressively. MJZ here. We'll just throw another shield. Pretty tanky. So, with this being said, this means your Drow is alone top, so they need to be very careful on their positioning.
It's being safe under the tower. His equilibrium's good. I bet he'll just go jungle once this wave is down. But they don't find anything for this move.
I don't know how you can, right? Like, 210 barrier on a 12-second cooldown
is tough.
It's very difficult. Plus, they have plenty of stick charges. Yeah, Phoenix just gonna come back.
Stepped up a little too far
now, but yeah, you said it. Stepped up too far. The damage is done. They get the kill. A really good find there from the Lion and the Dawnbreaker.
I mean, Knight was being patient, staying out of sight, but I think Drow really moved up too far. Should just jungle the camps behind the tower. Now Prada maybe a little too far going for the Lotus.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Mid lane here for... Oh, he just jukes him under the tower, but again, he's hasted. He will eventually get the kill. Very fortunate rune there for the side of Perro Negro.
Amazing what you found laying around.
The Ember find. He's got his 6 if he wants to move around.
A Wisdom rune spawning in a moment, and it looks like both supports are already peeling off. Radiant scanning both basically right now to see if they can snipe one potentially.
Actually, another buff to the Abaddon pick is that a lot of the aggression from Brewmaster comes from Cinderbrew, and the dispel from the shield is actually so good. This is such a smart Abaddon pick.
Yeah, it is.
At least for the lane, anyways.
Yeah, we'll see what happens afterward. They're gonna come to the portal. A ward already here. They TP immediately on the Ember Spirit, so they're gonna see what they can find. It's still not easy to kill these two heroes. They're gonna turn it around and instead just go aggressive onto the Ember and force him back to the mid lane. That means there's no TP. Now Frank, he's gonna come topside, does have that Primal Split. They see him under the ward, and Sladems now here on the Pangolier is gonna make things a little bit more difficult. Looking for Prada first. They managed to get on top of him with the Dawnbreaker to dive away at the last second. Won't be able to keep him alive, but here comes Sladeums. That will finish the job as Witz now dances around over to Michael. Double kill for the Pangolier as Kataro now on the Drow Ranger in some trouble. The Dawnbreaker to join the fray as well, but is the damage there to finish the kill? You buy back on your Phoenix. It doesn't save him, and Witz, he's still perfectly healthy. MJZ has a shield in just a couple of seconds, but the Ember Spirit coming back top. Can he get the Shinky out? Chains is there. They will finally punish this super long fight in the top side. And a valuable buyback then from Prada.
I need to break out the Abacus. Was that worth it? A buyback on a support.
I think so.
He got so much XP for that. Yeah, I think that just about ended up working out for Fusion, but it's pretty even, all things considered.
Yeah. The big winner is Sladeums on the Pango. He gets 2 kills in the middle of that, gets out, and he actually TP'd mid and like cleared up a whole creep wave before, you know, anyone contested him. So he's chilling.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his courier died in that fight since they were behind the tier 1, so he can't even get his items that he has so much money now. 1,500 gold is just in his inventory waiting for the courier.
Dude, Frank's gonna have a pretty fast Radiance this game. He just went single Bracer. Well, I say that, and Frank might be dead, so we'll see. Nice juke on the Swashbuckle, but no Primal Split here for 30 seconds. The Rolling Thunder, no! Sladeums is stuck.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
They've still got plenty of damage here from the Phantom Assassin. Going methodical, 1 dagger to finish the kill.
There's just some spots on the map that are so weird. Gets a little stuck there. Fortunately, doesn't matter in the end there. Your point still stands though. Frank's Radiance timing will not be...
Oh, what a Dispel from MJZ. It allows Sladeums to just pick up an Amplify damage rune and delete the Muerta. Otherwise, that 100% was getting picked up by Leo style on the Ember, and maybe they kill the Pango there.
I feel like Sladeums has had every power rune, actually.
I think he has.
Haste, Invis, Amplify damage, yeah. Right, Fusion's gonna have to try to prioritize the next one. Ember is very much a bottle hero, just like Pango.
Alright, denied on the tower. Really well played there from Michael. But, I mean, space now going to be open in the mid lane as you can easily invade the enemy jungle now. Very even game, a slight gold lead for Perro Negro, but all 6 of the cores are pretty close. The only real standout right now is the Pango, thanks to those 2 kills top. And Phantom Assassin is gonna have a pretty dang fast Battle Fury here. She is just about 700 gold away.
Kind of wild. In the core of my being, how can a PA first pick work? How can it work?
Leave it to Wit, dude. This is his hero.
Leave it to Wit. But also MJZ, really good performance on the Abaddon, making this happen. We will have to see how We'll have to see how the fights with the Drow go later. Because I'm sure she'll get a Hurricane Pike, and if you can kite the PA, you can kill her. Remnant's back. I don't think you can kill him though.
Nah, I mean, he knows they're here. They're just gonna use this rotation to kill the tower, I think, right? Like, at least I think they should be able to kill the tower, but at the same time, like, Fusion's getting bottom. They are looking mid. Smoke.
They have the chain
style. Yeah, you have to get the Hex opener. There's just no way. But he's in the center of the lane there. That you can't surprise him with a Hex like that.
Maybe if he's got his eyes closed, resting him for a moment.
He blinks at that moment, you know? Alright, trading the towers. I think that's okay for Phantom Assassin because she wants to play top now that her Battle Fury is done. So she's going to be farming up the Ancients and kind of the top jungle area. I say that, and okay, never mind. I thought Dawnbreaker was about to go clear some of these ancients, but never mind.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Observer pointing out. Brewmaster has a Radiance 13 minutes into the game.
Yeah, ever
We
since that
saw
one
this
fight, it's been
earlier
pretty
at 16
quiet.
and a half, right? But this is
Radiant
wild.
are scanning.
Yeah, different itemization this time to get it faster. Let's see what he can do with it. It is pretty good versus PA at this early stage game. PA has 1,000 health right now. Maybe a little higher if you change boosts and all that. But if you can get a fight going with the Radiance, it is very strong right now.
Yeah, there's smoke, exactly.
They do want to come to the triangle. They're a little late to contest the stacks, but they're hoping to find PA farming there. Maybe
I think they're
turn
going to
around
look for MJZ and the
Slatoms.
Pango, though. Instant shield into the Rolling Thunder. They want no business taking this fight. Slatum's just going to go clear the wave. MJZ does have his ultimate, so he's going to waste a lot of time here. But eventually will
chasing
be
an
brought
Abaddon.
down. Yeah, it's like, this is just so much space for a 5-position. He's got 20 stick charges if he wants to delay it even more, but no. The kill goes to Kataro. So at least it goes the way of the Drow, but like you said, 5 heroes chasing him across the map while the PA cleared both sets of Ancients, and the Pango got out. And gets another rune. He grabs Illusion.
Oh, he can't keep getting away with this.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, Dawnbreaker as an Orchid. We've seen this actually against Ember Spirits specifically.
It's actually also really good versus Brewmaster and Phoenix, so really smart pickup this game. Now they do know it's coming, right? They've seen her inventory, but it just finishes now. She's out of sight. Let's see if she can... Oh, actually, she's about to go farm in front of a ward. Okay, so they do know the Orchid is done as soon as she steps in a little further. Yeah. So hopefully Fusion, they won't be caught off guard by it because they're already 3k down at 15 minutes. If you give Dawnbreaker a big kill with her Orchid, it's starting to get a little out of control. But right now it's okay.
Yeah, watching Brewmaster just like farm Ancients because he just pops Brood up in the Storm Brawler stance with like Radiance and like nothing hits him. And like everything else just slowly dies. It's good stuff. What a hero.
Gameplay. He's going for the Manta you talked about. That'll help him with silences that might be coming out soon, as he knows. But also you can split push with your Radiance pretty well.
This smoke is incredibly unfortunately timed here for the side of Fusion as they had just been up on the high ground. And they're going to get wrapped around completely. Slatum's the Rolling Thunder. Going to be able to just chase him back so he gets stuck again! Oh no! Has to cancel the Rolling Thunder. The egg comes out. You've only gotten the Muerto low. And now they will have to run away. You lose the ward sentry on the high ground. Oh man, that hurts.
Perhaps that was a very fortunate time for Fusion to smoke up just as they run into Perro Negro there. And that, yeah, it was just kind of an unfortunate positioning around the cliff. Both teams actually have several heroes who can move around pretty quickly through terrain, but the roll bouncing is like what really got them in the end. This, I will say, this is an insanely fast Ags from... Oh, never mind. Okay, he needs 1,000 more gold. He was sending his courier over to the secret shop. I was like, oh my goodness, he's already got it. 17-minute Ags defusal on Pango, but it's a little bit more, so maybe like an 18, 19 minute.
Still not bad though.
Yeah, still very solid.
Both teams are farming very well. Like Fusion, after that fight now, brings his gold lead in a little bit, and the Drow Ranger is getting space, and I mean, we definitely know Drow Ranger can put out the damage in the late game. The big question is whether or not the Phantom Assassin is just going to have free reign, because if she manages to find her targets, it's going to be really scary. Rolling Thunder comes through, manages to find Brewmaster. They get the Orchid, the chain stuns, Finger of Death as well to secure the kill. He was in super deep.
Needs to be, if you want to be the point for your team, you need to be on Void Brawler so that you have the status resistance. He was still on the Storm Panda there. Maybe didn't think he could be chain stunned / silence controlled, whatever, but does not get his ult off because of that.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where it's like, should you just go Sanj and Yasha, you know, or is Manta the play? But I think after
Manta
getting
will
silenced,
work.
yeah, I think Manta is is kind of a necessity this game.
Yeah, I agree that it's just a little bit deep on the wrong stance.
Ember has queued up a Eul's, so a little bit of a defensive item from him, not wanting to go for an early BKB. He also has a Mage Slayer, so it's going to reduce a little bit of the damage being dealt to him.
Ladums has a power rune again. It's a shield rune this time, but Fusion really needs to get on top of fighting over power runes. This is...
He's gotten every single one this game.
I think so, right? I don't remember the last one, but...
He had Illusion.
He's got at least 80 to 90%, and we're 19 minutes in. That's too much.
The only rune left would be Regen, right? I don't think we've seen a Regen. Or maybe we haven't seen Arcane.
I think we did. Scroll Knight got the Regen rune, but that's still his team then. So
yeah, so there's only an Arcane rune left. Yeah, Sladum's is super farmed as well. He's got his Aghanim Scepter done. This game a little bit slower than I would have expected with how the lanes were starting, but you have a Phantom Assassin who is fine, just being the farming hero going late game. She has a BKB now done, so maybe they're looking to put some pressure now towards the enemy team. You have Blink on Lion. Again, like we said, the Ags on Pango. Dawnbreaker can join at any point. So they're going to get some extra vision here thanks to the innate of the Dawnbreaker.
At 100% of power rune still.
Arcane.
Arcane onto Pango. A ward did spot out the BKB on PA, so they know it's done, and they should know a fight is being looked for.
Being looked for. They have there's Ember Spirit.
This is a Lion Blink.
Bottom. Lion Blink gets dodged thanks to the Muerta for scouting this one out. So Michael, he dies in the process, but it does mean Ember Spirit survives. They're gonna try and turn this to a tier 1 tower now.
Question is, do you back off for Roche, or do you try to push up for the Tormentor Wisdom Rune play? Fortify to buy some time on this tier 1.
I think you just get the tier 1, and then I guess you could Roche. It's a little bit slow though, I think. Because it's not like you have a Desolator. The only minus arm you have is off the Pango.
You will have... Oh, wait, it doesn't work that way again anymore. No, wait. Curse of Averna still gives some attack speed, right?
It does, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, but he's only got level 1, so it's 10. So that's pretty... pretty subpar.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, they might... I mean, they can do it with just PA and Abaddon over
it's
a long
just
time.
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Looks
it
like that's
does
what they're
seem
gonna
to
do.
be that's what they're headed for.
Dire do
Oh,
scan
it is
out.
scanned right away, though. And because it's so slow, you do have time to contest.
I mean, they see them
ward,
coming
they
down.
backed out right away.
They smoke up. There is a decent ward here from Fusion, but you've got to be very careful to not die on Frank first. He just immediately pops the ult and wits. He's got a BKB if he needs to
Lifts
use
up
it.
the
He's
Abaddon.
starting all kind of low. He needs to be careful. Tries to turn it around, looking to finish off these pennies. The Void Brawler does save that Earth Spirit for the moment. He just needs one more damage. They get it. It's picked off by the Pangolier. So Brewmaster out of the fight now is a Blinken from Knight. They get on top of the Ember Spirit. He just gets deleted. Now looking for the egg, and the damage is there. 3 dead on the side of Fusion as Perro Negro looks for more. They've got their eyes on the Muerta. The Orchid comes out and make it a 4th. Absolutely huge fight from the Radiant, and now Roshan, easy for them to finish up.
First pick PA is working, man. It's working. She's even initiating for her team, knowing she's got the Abaddon behind her. And they do lift Abaddon up, but the BKB keeps PA alive long enough for the tornado to end, and then she's back to having the Abaddon just Pavis, shield, heal. Okay, keep going. Right, Wits never even got close to dying in that fight. Don't think Drow really got to hit that much in that fight either, so maybe that's some of the problem. Maybe she wasn't quite in position yet. He's going for a Shadow Blade, so that break and that repositioning will be very helpful. But it's now an uphill battle. It's 8k lead for the Radiant. Going to be a little higher as they finish this Tormentor.
Goes tonight while on Fusion. And we'll go to Prada. So good shards for both teams.
Both teams lucky too. I feel like there's one support that's good and one support that's bad.
Yeah, the Abaddon shard is kind of an oof.
Maybe for core Abaddon it's kind of okay, but core Abaddon doesn't really want to go buy that either. So.
It's an 8,000 gold lead here for the Radiant as Frank pops that Manta in the mid lane. They're going to know which one is real now as the stun comes out. The follow-up Hex into the Dawnbreaker. And Frank, he doesn't have any way out of this. He's just hoping to live off the evasion. The chain stuns are so much.
The evasion did buy him a lot of time, but I'm surprised he's not on the Void Panda stance a little bit more. I feel like the status resistance would really be helping him out.
Meanwhile, Wit's top lane just like ran at 2 heroes by himself and forced them both out.
Yeah, and then they wanted to TP bottom to go get the Drow, but this was scouted out. She left. The team is a little split up right now. Maybe Fusion could find something. Oh, but Brewmaster's still dead, so you gotta wait for him.
Goal. I mean, he has to either pierce the veil. Yeah, I was like, you either pierce the veil or run immediately, and we'll get the pierce the veil out of the Muerta. They do place a nice ward on the high ground here, so MJZ will be able to control the area for the moment. It's level 18 PA, man. Max ult already. This hero does a ton of damage if she can find her target. She has an MKB queued up next to try and deal with the Brewmaster's evasion.
Another power rune. Amplify damage now.
That's a big one. It's a really big one.
Even if they somehow pull this game back, Fusion has to be more on top of power runes next game.
Yeah.
This is too much going the way of Perro Negro. 9k is potentially recoverable, especially if you can get a nice fight on the high ground. But I mean, I haven't seen that much Brewmaster lately. Maybe my read's wrong. I do think he's meant to be a hero who's winning at this point in the game. Don't really think you want to go to the late game anymore. There used to be a time where you did, where you were just like, oh yeah, Ag's refresher, we can't possibly lose with him, but I think he's different since then.
My big thing here is I actually don't know how you stop PA at this point. Like, who initiates the fight for you? Really good wave cut here actually by the Brewmaster. That would have been a dead mid tier too.
We could go for that. Just like, okay, we just rat, and we're gonna go for the late game Brewmaster, endless tornadoes, all that. Even though it's not as good, I mean, it's not like we can fight right now, so I mean, we have to play that way. I agree with you though. For revealing the first pick PA and knowing you're gonna need a way to jump her, they ended up with very soft disables. You have a chain. You have to ult and then lift with tornado or throw a boulder. The lockdown's actually horrible. So they really never had a way to jump and burst her in the early game, and in the late game, to catch her before she could BKB. And you're right, I don't know how that changes. I guess outside of Hex, which is a very long way down the road.
Yeah, that is where I'm confused because I don't know how they start fights on Fusion. It's just like you bait with the Brewmaster and then hope he gets ult off, and then at that point it's like, all right, well they
He
probably
got another
don't.
one.
Yeah,
He can't keep getting away with this. Is it actually 100%?
It's 100% if runes have gone the way of gone the way of Perro Negro, but Sladebs has gotten every single rune except the one regen rune.
Wow.
He's just gonna potentially walk high ground here with this invis. They will see him now as the BKB comes out immediately into the Rolling Thunder, looking for part, but they actually catch the Drow. In comes the Dawnbreaker, but they don't see her, they just kill her anyway. Who needs the vision? Turn it around for the egg. That's dead. Now Lion wasting a lot of time as Wits will just clean up this Muerta. They're now looking for Frank. They're trying to just chase this Earth Panda. That's the one they know he's gonna recombine at. There's nowhere else for him to go, except likely into the grave. That's just a clean fight here once again from Perro Negro. A 4-for-1 right outside the high ground. Now, Ember Spirit did cut the next set of waves, so they cannot go high ground. They've got to pull this mid-wave top, or I'm sorry, this final wave in from topside.
Yeah, this is good wave cut, but I think that fight is a reflection of what we're gonna see for the rest of the game. There really isn't much of a turning point. Silver Edge is now online for Drow. If you could somehow burst PA, that could be a way back into this. But again, you don't have any form of actual stuns to prevent her from just pressing BKB and then escaping. This time, she was completely controlled up as well. Drow just never got a chance to fight, which Brewmaster and Ember are usually decent heroes for getting in front, being that wall. You know, you got Egg as well. But the heroes like Pango and Dawn, you got Blinks now as well. They're just bypassing the Ember and the Brew and just going straight to Drow. And once she's out of the picture, they don't have any damage.
Yeah. I think that was to me the big benefit of this Pangolier pick was the fact that you pick this Drow and Pango's like, all right, I'm gonna just roll straight at you, and until she has a BKB and can just sit there and auto attack the Pango during Rolling Thunder and kill him in the first like 3 to 4 seconds, every single fight is gonna be favored for Perro Negro because Drow like is gonna spend the whole fight running. It's the Pango into the Dawnbreaker follow-up, and PA doesn't even really need to be there. We saw the PA just killing the rest of the team. So you have some serious team fight problems here on the side of Fusion, and I think Pango is just way too disruptive for them.
We'll see if it turns around, but I don't know. I'm iffy on this Brewmaster pick. This is the second game in a row. Not in a row, but second game in 2 series we've seen it just not look that impressive. And I feel combining it with Ember, another hero with no hard initiation, is like in the meta of SNYs, feels very weird.
I mean, you know, if everyone's gonna build Sanj and Yasha, why build stun at all?
I suppose so. But we're seeing it mean that PA is just running around free, so perhaps that is why we build stun.
Yeah, and PA now being level 20, so the Phantom Strike attack speed online, has the finished MKB on her way to an Abyssal Blade. You are never getting away from Wits for the rest of this game. If he sees his target, he will likely kill them. The Silver Edge is done on Kataro, but you know, what can you do? Bottom lane, Michael, he actually is too afraid to channel for that last Lotus. He just runs.
Coming
Wait a
back,
minute.
though.
He goes back for it.
I don't know if he should have.
Knight should know about this. Yeah, an aggressive link forward, but Michael hiding in the trees here.
Goes the wrong way.
Oh, they find him. That's a silence. Into the harpoon. Dunked on by the Dawnbreaker. Nicely done.
Nice taxi at 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he even took Fist of Death. I didn't even notice. He Get in there, mate. Go find something.
It's his turn to start bonking.
It's true. He can be like PA, but with stuns. He'll have the blink to go from target to target.
Dire's bottom tower is
A
under
minute until Roche respawns. I think overall at this point, a 14k lead. I don't know where, like, what play Fusion can make to try and get themselves back into this game. You have to start ganking the Dawnbreaker because she's the one who just is joining the fights, farming on the opposite side of the map. So it looks like they've got their eyes set on her top side. She's gonna probably get caught here from Kataro. She goes through the trees. Shivas is out. She does have a BKB. Will pop that immediately. Harpoon into the Starbreaker, the ult as well, trying to do what damage that she can, but they get picked up anyway. Knight now making his rotation top, but Slatus finds the Drow, pops that Silver Edge, but guess what? They've got your number. Drow goes down. Wits now looking for more as they chase into the jungle. Knight with a great stun finds Muerto. The Hex followed up, and a quick 2 kills for the side of Perro Negro. I mean, shout out to Dawnbreaker. She lives just long enough.
under attack.
Team rotating to Dawnbreaker. What a mix-up.
Yeah.
Things in Dota all the time. Well, that should secure them the next Roche. I don't see any way to fight this. Got those heroes. So now you're gonna have Aegis onto this PA and the banner. At least you have a good banner killer in the Drow and the Muerta. But I think as you go for the banner, it might just be a bait. There might be a PA waiting to crit you down.
Yeah, PA has so much attack speed now. Between Vindicator's Axe, the Phantom Strike attack speed, she just does so much damage. And she's just so far ahead. I mean, she's, what, 8,000 gold up on the Drow almost at this point.
Gold.
So we talked about how Drow can, like, kind of win the matchup if it's somewhat even, if she gets the jump, but I don't see you getting the jump anytime soon.
No. I imagine this upcoming push should be the one that breaks high ground. Outside of overcommitting way too far, it has to be a like that you can't. There's no repositioning heroes. It's not like, oh, Magnus skewer back that we saw in the last series, right? It would have to be PA choosing to jump way too far, and that's the only way I can imagine them losing the fight.
She now has a missile, so she's gonna cast delete on certain heroes here soon. The thing is,
who do you
like,
think will be the first hero?
I mean, if she finds the Ember, it would be Ember Spirit. But I have a feeling she's gonna have her eyes set on either the Brewmaster or the Drow.
I think she's gonna run into the Phoenix first.
Like, just
yeah,
look at where
Phoenix,
they have
go,
to farm.
Get out of the base, Phoenix. Run right into her.
Kataro is farming the enemy Ancients. Nowhere else is safe. He's working towards that Lincoln Sphere, but that is still pretty far away.
We've done this Aegis, 3 minutes left, so they're being very patient with this. What item are they waiting for?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure why they aren't just going up and hitting things. Maybe this AC? Something looks recently done on Dawn. Is it the Harpoon?
No, it's the AC. She had Harpoon earlier, so it's the full AC
so yeah.
that's done.
So you got AC now. Maybe this is it then. Time to go.
I think they're just hoping for a pickoff and just never found one. And now that you're running out of time on this Aegis, you kind of need to go high ground.
Well, they're going to start with the Tormentor. For MJZ, mentioned earlier, not really the best, but you're stealing it away from Fusion, which is the bigger play.
Now Knight is super low. Oh, he gets a salve. Okay, I was like, he can't just be at, 20 to 30% HP going high ground.
It's fine.
All right. You gotta go high ground here. Bottom lane,
Radiant's
You
top
go ahead and
Catapults.
shield up Wits. You have 2 catapults, like you said. Wits can go right
I gotta
in.
swap that
take the
banner
tower.
and
Yeah, where is this? Keep those
Abaddon's
catapults
got it,
alive,
but-
right? Okay, well, now your
a bit
catapults
of
are
a
just dead.
mistake, I feel.
They're gonna jump in. They find the Brewmaster. Abyssal's out. Wins trying to finish the job. He gets the break, but he gets the primal split off. Slatum's trying to disrupt the back line, but they don't find their target. Now this primal split,
Dire's bottom
it's gonna be ending in just a moment, but they did manage to take the tier 3. They did get the Rolling Thunder for their time. I cannot believe you didn't put the banner down. You're right. It's like 2 catapults there would have never died.
Yeah, you can put the banner further back with catapults because they have longer range, so it becomes much harder to kill.
Yeah, you can put it like where the emblem is, right?
Yeah,
like in the
they can be real far back. I don't know who it benefited more, but in the middle of that, Dawnbreaker and Trow ended up fighting. That's kind of why we didn't see either of them enter that fight. Dawn did use a BKB trying to kill the Drow, but Drow just silver edged away. I guess that favors Fusion considering how far they are behind, and they didn't lose barracks quite yet.
Yeah, I was surprised Dawnbreaker didn't come in immediately to try and kill the Brewmaster. All right, here comes the Roche banner, so they will drop it this time. See if they can keep this one alive. Wits, forced to Manta, jumps away. 5 seconds on this Aegis. Yules is going to waste a little bit of this. He's going to try and get away. Slatums jumps in, pops that Sheep's Guard. Aegis down, immediately burns the regen on it. Slatums has to pop this Rolling Thunder soon, or he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. They jump in. Wits goes for the kill, but the egg comes out. Dawnbreaker joining the fray. They're going to take the egg down first, but Fusion gonna buy back at the moment. Trout hexed up here by the Lion, but you're in pretty deep, and Kataro is still alive. BKB out to the Dawnbreaker, looking to chase for more, looking for MJZ here on the Abaddon. They get him. Dawnbreaker flying through the trees thanks to this Aviana's Feather, but they're gonna continue the chase here. Right. Some trouble, feared up, brought down. 2 dead on the side of Perro Negro as they don't lose the buildings. I
It
mean,
cost a buyback, but that's not a bad hold being 20,000 down.
yeah, I feel like if you just dropped that banner the first time, you actually just get the full racks. And
Agreed.
you would have had Aegis, but because this time your Aegis expires as you go high ground, you can't stick around.
Radiant's
Yeah, I also forgot about the dead shot that could reposition. So they did get PA a little further back than
True.
what the Radiant would like. So you still have a pretty good control of the game if you're the Radiant. But maybe getting a little nervous now. Just a little bit.
Drow is getting there, man. Level 24. And working towards a Daedalus. If she gets the Aghanim Shard somewhat soon, that's when things get scary, because suddenly you can't break her marksmanship passive. And it's a ton of damage if she's able to sit there and get attacks off, especially when sitting on high ground.
Just another bounty.
Radiant are scattered.
EA doesn't have much more room to grow either, I feel. Like a
I mean, she can
satanic,
get an
maybe?
accent. That's about it. She needs the accent. That's the last item. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, she's essentially 6 slotted. Level 25. Alright, they're gonna try this again, see if they can go high ground. They will not have Aegis or a Roche banner.
They're
But
probably just waiting for the
Dawnbreaker is
third.
getting 25 as well. Sure, you go Starbreaker cooldown, right? Another rune for Slatums.
Dude, his fantasy points must be off the charts.
True. Is that even tracked anymore? I think
I don't
fantasy
think so.
points have been. I think fantasy
Yeah.
points have literally been like removed from the game, but it's still like.
Ever
a
since we turned him
graph
into like a
option.
card game.
Yeah. It's alright. They'll
But
eventually
if
make
he
a Dota 2 card game, right? I don't know. You could call it like. I don't know. Give me an artifact or something, maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
It's an idea.
Like, just something. Throwing it out there.
Nest of artifact.
The nest of artifact. Artifact of thorns.
Alright, they're just waiting for the next Roche. Hopefully they drop the banner slightly sooner next time.
If you find Wits, this would be nice. He does have the Abandon behind him. Atos can hold him in place. Gets the jump away for now, but they're chasing. They want to force something out of this Phantom Assassin. She thinks of turning around. Does manage to get the Hex here onto the Ember. Nicely done, but in comes
They have the
Katara.
break.
They've got a lot of damage to the Wits, but he's going to be forced to BKB. Try and run to safety, but so is the Dawnbreaker. Just losing health by the second. The tail end of the Ewells finds him, but now it's full retreat mode here. Can they actually get out? They've lost the Abaddon. The dive in finds the Pangolier. He's going to be forced to BKB, but the Drow Ranger still just laying in auto attacks from downtown, and Sladums might be the next one to join his team. Roll up, gets him out. Nice use of the disperser. Uh-oh. Fusion.
You know what that means? Fusion can get their first power rune. If they head over...
Or Roshan, you know? But yeah, Power Rune, they could get the
I
first Power Rune in the
guess.
game for them.
Alright, this is a big Roshan. You'll get it for yourself, and you'll get the refresher and cheese to throw over on the Radiant.
It's gonna be so fast.
What do you put refresher on?
Ember for sure, right?
Or
They put it
double
on
split?
Frag. I guess he doesn't have Ags yet on the Ember Spirit. It's typically like the Aghanim Scepter timing where like Refresher's really good. So yeah, I guess Refresher Shard will just buy them more time on the Brewmaster. He might be able to like end split early and recast if he's gonna die.
Yeah, if you don't end up using it, you can just pass it over to Ember. He's at 1,700 gold if he finishes the Ag. So I think you should be saving buybacks. Both teams at this point, a big team fight wipe, you could just end the game. Break the tier 3 and go straight for the end. So I think it's really important to save buybacks. Ember, do it. You know you want your first rune. No. He's too scared. I mean, I guess there is a line. You have to respect the blink hex.
I mean, maybe they've gotten one earlier when they were like split pushing lanes or like
Probably,
cutting. I don't
probably,
know,
but-
it's just kind of a joke at this point.
Yeah.
Kataro is going to be very scary here on the Drow. We did say, you know, eventually, if he just can get a few attacks off in a fight, a late game Drow can kill pretty much anybody.
Yeah. That was a unique situation, though, where 5 heroes ran into the PA, and so PA could not jump at Drow. And it still took a while to kill Drow, or to kill PA, credit to where, like how farmed she is. I mean, she didn't even die, she got away, but like, they got close, right? So you do have the damage to do it, but it goes back to not really having the best lockdown, to actually letting you hit the PA, and to prevent the Abaddon from getting close to save her.
Is under attack.
Yeah. Your Drow has to like come out of Silver Edge and get like 6 or 7 attacks off. Like, while also glaciering as well, so that you have True Strike. And that's one of the things, like, right, you don't need to build MKB on Drow because your Glacier gives you True Strike. So, if she can do that, they're in a pretty good spot. They're going to find Phantom Assassin here once again, gets the Blink Strike to the low ground, but a quick D-ward from Leo style.
He's got an Arcane Rune, man. Ember's done it. This is it.
Oh, boy.
Radiant are scanning.
I'm incredibly impressed that Fusion are holding themselves in this one because despite I really do think that if they manage to pull this one out, it really does come back to they messed up on the banner. Like that actually hurt them so massively in their momentum this game.
Fusion still playing it very safe, though. They know that although they've won the last couple fights, they're still behind by a lot of gold. So doesn't seem they want to force any fights that they aren't confident about. or don't have to.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And I mean, you know, PA is pretty farmed, essentially slotted. So if you all just spend time farming, you're catching up to her, and she's not really getting further from you.
Drow won the 50-50 on the shard.
That's pretty good.
She is online. Glacier ready to go. It is so important this game that she gets this. She can. I mean, it allows her to actually fight toe-to-toe against the PA. Like, if PA actually finds her, she can just Glacier and just attack. And it comes down to just one big crit. Whoever gets it wins.
That's why having the Aegis is so helpful, since you'll get a respawn. You
Yeah.
can survive 2 big crits.
Hoggies. Smoked up here on Fusion. Looking for a pick here in the mid lane. Now, they do see the Pango top. As they head into the triangle, they're going to clean up some runes, or some wards. And Prada trying to scout down below, see what he finds.
Glimmer Cape, letting that lion blink out of there.
Yeah, that was nice.
Ooh, PA has Ancient Guardian, so in this fight around her base, depending exactly where she's standing, 100 extra damage, that is a lot. The big crits.
Gotta be careful here on this Drow Ranger. Now, you could Glacier on the low ground. That'll give you the attack range and vision to take down the tower, but 25 seconds on the Aegis. You gotta be very careful you do not die as this Aegis expires. Roshan's banner is out. That will protect Creep Wave. They can't clean this up quite yet. And they will start to get aggressive. Rolling Thunder being pump faked, but again, just waiting for this Aegis. And I think with that expiring Fusion, oh, they're actually just going to commit. They jump into the high ground. They actually see Knight for a glimpse, but they got on top of the Drow. Kataro, he's going to pump the BKB, but he is dead. It's exactly what you got to be careful of. 95 seconds without the Drow. Frank running deeper and deeper into the base as he's going to just try and suicide the Panda to the fountain and allow him to escape with the Wind Panda in mid. So nice movement from him, but I mean, how many times are teams going to die on Aegis timing?
At least that time there. Also unfortunate, used Glacier, but then Hurricane Pike, so knocked herself off the Glacier. I think that was her own cast anyways.
Yeah, it was.
I guess they did get... they made more progress. They did get the 1 barracks at least. Let's see if they can hold for 50 seconds till Drow's up, because she actually has not been saving buyback.
I just don't... it's just another scenario of, like, just use the Glacier earlier, right? Like, just drop it on the low ground and kill that tower, like, 40 seconds earlier. And then suddenly you have a lot more time on your Aegis to potentially threaten high ground. Or just make the call to back. And I think high ground is one of those things that is the death of a lot of teams.
I think the logic is once you use Avalanche or Glacier, you need it for fighting the PA. So if you use it, they might be comfortable fighting into you. But as you get to the end of your Aegis and you're not going to be fighting anyways, yeah, you should probably just pop it, do it, and then get out.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like you either just drop Glacier and force a fight when you have the Aegis, or you get the tower and you just get it for free and then you back. Or potentially more than just the tower, right? Because it gives you 200 attack range. Like, you could have sniped the barracks as well as the tower with that Glacier. But
he's trying
a little
to
bit
wrap around for her.
A little bit rough. Perro Negro is in a good spot, but Wiz actually jumps in aggressively, gets the BKB off. Qatar on the backside gonna respond with his own, stuck inside the Dawnbreaker ult though. He does get the Glacier down, doing a ton of damage, chasing after the Dawnbreaker, the Abyssal though. It catches Ember, they're trying to save with the Sunray, but it's not enough. From pressure out from Sladeum, he's got another Rolling Thunder to use. Kataro on the run as Frank's gonna recombine. He's got his own refresher, trying to get his second split off, but he's not gonna get the chance. Triple kill for Wits, 3 dead on Fusion. And that is gonna make it really difficult for them to survive this.
Ember just bought out. He has no buyback. The others do. Yeah, they're both going to use it. Can you fight? Trout does have the damage if she's safe in the back.
I mean, she's going to pop the Glacier, but Brewmaster gets deleted under the Bloodthorn, and now Dawnbreaker, she's pretty tanky. Feared back in. They have the damage. She's going to hit the
dieback as well.
That is a dieback. A very nice kill, and honestly, right now, the high ground's still defended for the moment, but Phantom Assassin is still very healthy. Slatums and MJZ going to have everything back off cooldown here in just a couple of seconds.
I think you just give up mid. Maybe you have to give up bottom as well, but your Ember will be back up at that point, and then you can fight.
Well, with that, it is now a 30,000 gold lead. 2 lanes of barracks down for the side of Fusion.
Radiant's couriers.
The silver lining is that Dawnbreaker is dead when Roche respawns, and you'll have your full team, but now you are very much on your back foot. There is a Hex reveal potentially from Phoenix that could change this game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you need to Hex PA, and then Ember needs to go Yule's Abaddon or something to distract him long enough that Drow just needs a few shots on PA to actually get the kill at this point.
Yeah. The alternative is you get like the Hex break on Abaddon and you just 2-shot the Abaddon, right? And remove him from the fight.
And that's also a good
Either
one.
of those work, but you need to do it very soon because, well, TPs are coming in, Slatum's coming bottom, MJZ comes through, they're just gonna immediately scout the pit, they get on top of the Moira, so the A gets dropped immediately, Slatum's just stuck, they have flying vision on Kentaro, Roshan's gonna bash Drow! Oh no! Slatum's will he get out here on the backside? He's trying, it's gonna be so close, down to 20 HP, he's chasing for his life on Leo style. He finally gets the kill, but now, inside the Roche pit, that's where it's all happening. They get on top of Drow. They don't see him quite yet under the cover of the Shadow Blade. They're gonna still have this Ember Spirit, and Michael's gonna try and TP to safety, but they put that to an end. 2 diebacks now on the side of Fusion. They will also get the 4th Roshan.
Where did the Hex go? Does he have a... I guess he just got his BKB off as he went in. If they got the Hex on the Pango sooner,
Yeah.
they might have just been able to kill him and then be in a great position for that Roche. But instead, he gets all the information, almost gets out alive, but in doing so, drags a ton of attention away from the actual Roche pit, and then he still just buys back and comes in.
Yeah.
This, I'm not sure you defend this. I don't even think you need to go Megas. You can probably just go straight for the end of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just look straight for tier 4s. You've got Creeps here. Wits. Well, it looks like they are going to go for the Megas. Because they are... Yeah. I mean, Kataro is here on the Drow. He could go for a pretty good amount of burst damage. They're going to go for the Silence, but an immediate use of the Glacier. Slave's going to be stuck on that high ground, taking a lot of damage here, but Abaddon pops that ultimate, just healing up his whole team. 2nd Rolling Thunder's available from that refresher. Slatum's just waiting to go in. And with an Ember Spirit dead on the front line, you do have Primal Split. He's going to buy back into the fight to get the Silence to break onto the Abaddon, but can they finish him off? Drow needs to get the attacks off. She does, but guess what? She's isolated. Kataro gets away just barely. They're looking for Wits. He gets down so low to 100 HP. Ember Spirit will finish him off on the front side, but he needs to get out. The Hex is out from the Lion. The chain stuns from the Dawnbreaker. He gets the Yules into the high ground. Does he have a remnant to safety? He's got to use it. He does. He's out. Frank looking for more. Great Silence after the Drown. Gets on top of it. BKB doesn't save him, and down goes Dawnbreaker. They actually hold against all odds.
I cannot believe they held that.
It was 3 auto attacks. He 3-shot this Phantom Assassin.
Lucky True Strikes coming in as they're needed. Marksmanship. Okay, now it's our turn to run down. What can Fusion do? The
You
buyback.
have to get the PA buyback. You absolutely have to.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes on the buyback of.
That's a divine. Oh boy.
They're going for the win. They're going for the win.
You have to win here.
Tower is under attack.
Divine Rapier on the drow. You are all in. You're gonna go straight.
Buyback cooldown. Yeah, go. Glacier up.
Radiant's
Do they have a banner from earlier?
under attack.
They do not, I believe, but yeah, they're on the tier 4s. They know there's a fortification available. There's the PA buyback. It's time to maybe cut and run. Well, I say that. Tier 4s are falling. Last fortification comes out. Frank pops the primal split. He might be able to just finish off the tower with these alone.
Are under attack.
And they do. Being patient here on Perro Negro. They're still down 2 heroes. Kataro getting to work on the throne. He's just going to pop the BKB, pop the Glacier. They've got a fortification. They've got to use it, but Kataro, he's in a little bit of trouble now. Looks over to Slate. Tries to finish off the Pangolier. You need some attacks on the throne. The Hex is out. They've taken down the Drow to the throne. It's exposed. They're trying to get the kill. Fusion's going to do it. Unbelievable. 24,000 gold behind, and they win the game. By like 3-4 stacks of nasal goo, you're just dead. Like you actually will not make it back to your tower. So we'll see how this goes as we jump into game number 2 here of Fusion versus Perro Negro, and Fusion grabbing game 1 from the jaws of defeat. I could not believe it. Actually, I was literally about to say that Perro Negro was up 1-0, and then I remembered that they actually lost. So, you know, what can you do? Unlucky.
Yeah, man. I think I was like, oh yeah, they won as they got the kill and they were pushing that top barracks. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Hopefully they did a full mental reset. Can't go into game number 2 being tilted about that loss. It is very unfortunate. You'll learn about it later. Game number 2 is you just got to refocus up. Start a new PA game.
I don't want to harp on their Roshan's banner usage and like too much more, but unironically might have lost them the game.
I seriously thought they waited for that the whole time because we were saying like, oh, they're so patient. Like, what are they doing right now? It's like, oh, catapults banner. I see. Okay. And then it didn't come out. I was like,
and then they just let both catapults die, and then they don't get the racks, and then they die on PA. Yeah, like that series of events like cost them so much momentum. It is unreal. So those are just the types of things that kind of like in the heat of the moment you overlook, and you know they'll definitely revisit that and see how that affected their the outcome of their game later on, but. I think for now, as we jump into game 2, we'll see bottom lane. They actually managed to get the wave a little bit close to the enemy tower, but Kataro with some nice counter blocks re-aggroes the wave and prevents it from pushing too much.
Mid should be pretty even. You've got Totem for one side, but you got the tree for the other. So it should just be kind of a slugfest. Lots of last hits into nice, I imagine. But it'll be very interesting to see who gets to the blink first. That's kind of the important thing. Both of them struggle to make plays without it.
It really depends on the early items, like what they feel like they need before the blink dagger, I think, because both of these heroes farm really fast. I feel like Shaker should have an easier time of CS, but we'll see. Tiny can very much just like get a surprise kill out of nowhere, so.
I might favor Earthshaker a little bit more because Nyx and Enchantress should both be pretty free to run into gank, and Nyx should be sniping not couriers, large camp creeps from the Tiny. So when he goes to jungle, it's like, it's just a mud golem here. Cool. So it should slow him down more. I don't think you have this. Well, I don't know. I guess Clockwork and Bat Ray are both really good rotating supports. but Batrider tends to farm a little more to get a fast blink himself.
So something we didn't really even touch on, they swapped the Clockwork and the Batrider, so Prada is going to be the one playing the Batrider on position 5 instead. So this changes the lane dynamic quite a bit, I feel like. Because I thought you'd want the Batrider into the Enchantress lane, but they're just going to put Clockwork here instead. I guess he's also pretty good at dealing with the Enchantress, and I think they would rather have farm priority on the Clockwork this game, it seems. So, yeah, I can't blame him too much. It's quite nice.
The Clockwork cogs are also not as effective versus Beastmaster, who has the boars to help him clear them out. So 4 melee heroes down here, if it had been Clockwork, it could be very chaotic. But Batrider down here should have fairly free reign, and then Clockwork can do creep dragging versus an Enchantress, which Batrider would struggle a little bit to do. If you can't directly fight the Enchantress, which Bristleback maybe could have. If you're just gonna creep drag, then I think that's not what Batrider wants.
Yeah, and Batrider is like he's actually like not having the best time bottom either, because Nyx Assassin is just doing Nyx Assassin things where he kind of just drags waves, snipes jungle creeps, like just spamming Mind Flare for CS, and Beastmaster is gonna get a lot of solo XP in this lane as a result. So we'll see what ends up happening, but those lanes gonna end up being very close. Meanwhile, mid lane is still Shaker having a pretty good time. We see a battle over these runes here, and the Lotuses. It'll force them out as a result, so nice TP from the Beastmaster. He's gonna have to be a little bit more careful now. And Knight just continuing to jungle. He's gonna have his Bassi coming out in a moment to get closer and closer to those mana boots, and he is on his way to dragging another wave.
Beastmaster, in the meantime, sending the boars to go stack.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be... If they can get these double stacks off, it's massive.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Batrider and Ursa wanted to prevent this, which we'll see if he can. Well, they do get one of the stacks at least.
Dire's courier has
Warrior, can you get 2? 1 more? Maybe at faster attack speed.
Dude, alright, that's kind of messed up. They're stacking their own hard caps, and Knight walks by and just snipes the big creep. He's like, oh, real shame.
I can't believe Batrider would just come in here and farm 1 creep. That's crazy.
Did he put a nice ward up here to scout any stacks that they would be making with like cores and stuff like that? Beastmaster is now the one dragging waves, while Nyx Assassin is going to try and find something out here behind the tower.
He doesn't have his TP from earlier. If Batrider can connect on this, you can run him down.
This is just not the lane anymore.
Where's Ursa? Ursa was dragging... Oh, he brought it to the small camp. Okay. Alright, the boar's going to keep him alive so he can't get run down, but he does lose the creep wave.
I think that's fine still, though, right? Like, it's just going to double up now. Ursa's going to have to do a lot of denying. But, it should push. There's no hard camp, nowhere to pull. Lane will be in a pretty good spot for the Beastmaster here momentarily, as Knight continues to do what every Nyx Assassin does. Uh-oh. Never mind. Thought something important was going to happen in mid, but nope. Are any of these lanes a surprise to you in terms of how they're playing out?
Not too much. There's a huge wave down here. They gotta be really careful. If you get killed here, you're gonna miss out on so much.
Yeah. Actually brings in his extra boar that he was using to stack with, just to make sure he doesn't get killed. Alright, well, yeah, they protect the whole wave. He gets a decent amount of XP. Mana boots are now done on the Nyx. And the Mind Flare spamming will continue. Well, I say that MJZ is just getting ran down. Where? I mean, Kataro just finds him on the side all by himself. Now, they might be able to just hold him down long enough here and build up these stacks as Kataro. Yeah, the birds, the boars, they get the kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, a rotation in from Michael will help take down Slatums.
That's, I think, a relatively good series of events. So obviously a win in the mid lane. We're talking about the race to the Blink Dagger. Getting a kill will put you ahead in that regard. Bottom, I guess Ursa thought he could get a free Enchantress kill, but puts himself a little far going for it. But at least you get the kill first, and then you didn't really miss anything in the lane.
Yeah.
Forgot it was been so long.
So yeah, I think he's fine. Like you said, didn't really miss anything on the lane. He's level 6 now as he gets this creep. He's chilling.
I forgot that was first blood. The last few games we've done have just been such a slugfest. It's usually like 15 kills at this point.
Mid lane looking for the toss back. They get him. Michael's gonna trap him in the tower. Beautifully done here by Leo Style. He can maybe echo to get some space, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. But with Echo down, that hurts a lot. Very nicely done from Fusion.
It's some extra pressure too, because usually what we see is no matter what happens in the mid lane, you go echo some stacks and you kind of recover that way. We say the same thing about Beastmaster, and now you're on the same team and you're both on the back foot. So who gets to do these stacks that actually aren't as good as they usually are, because Night Stalker, or what am I saying? Knight on the Nyx Assassin keeps using Mind Flare on some of them. So yeah, the usual recovery method is a little lacking for both these heroes. It's going to be interesting to see who they decide to prioritize. Haste Rune on Tiny.
Oh, Spike Carapace, does he get it off? He's going to buy himself a moment of time, but the toss back into the supports. A nice kill there from Leo Style. So very different from last game. We saw Slatums get, what, 10 of the first 11 power runes. This time Leo Style, I think, has gotten both.
Yeah, at least gets the haste rune and immediately puts it into use.
It's very different mid lane in game 2 here, but Fusion having a pretty good start. Taro also just gonna go for the Battle Fury, which is kind of the expected Ursa build at this point.
He doesn't really have another build right now.
Yeah, he farms way too slow without it.
I do miss the old fighting builds, though.
Like Mask of Madness, Diffusal, Blink, stuff like that.
Yeah. Maybe next patch.
Agility heroes are not going to be better next patch.
Not with that mental attitude. All right, they got Echo available. I think they want to do one more stack and then see if they can Echo this to finish off the Blink. He needs about 1,200 more gold.
The dragon didn't wake up.
Oh,
one dragon
awkward.
just fell asleep in the side there. You need to run away from this attack. Slatums will easily echo this and kill anybody that's nearby, but Tiny just takes like half the stack. Slugger will clean up some of the big creeps, but a really nice contest from Fusion there.
Even as Slatums gets a good chunk of the gold from the big creeps, you split that XP with everyone.
Yeah. That was weird. One of the small dragons just decided to keep snoozing in the corner. He's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to chase you.
That was me this morning, man. The alarm went off, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I was up at like 6 a.m. and I was like, I don't want to do this. Frank takes top tower. He's just been getting a ton of space here. He's top net worth here on this offlane Bristleback because he's going to be closing in on an early Aghanim Scepter. Which, I mean, he's well over halfway there. Much different game number 2. Both teams playing very passive. Michael is going for a super deep wraparound here. Gets a good ward that scouts out an Ancient stack, but also might allow them to surround this Beastmaster. Knowing that there's no help coming his way, Prada does have the lasso available. But without hookshot, dude, it might just be too difficult.
Yeah, Ursa backed off as well, so kind of tough to do it without him. But he's coming back.
Dire are scanning.
That's a really good scan from the Beastmasters. Like, something's up here, man. There's no way that they, like... They're just acting a little bit weird on this bottom lane, right? So he actually blocks off the bridge with his boars.
Yeah, really smart. You need to secure these stacks. The last one's already got contested enough. Can't lose it.
He's going to get trapped in the cogs here, and Avalanche comes through. You just need a couple of attacks, and you should be able to finish this one up. He's healing a ton, but a second toss will grab themselves the kill. And meanwhile, mid lane, an Echo Slam to bring down Prada. Okay, so again, not the best use of the Echoes this game, but he does get himself a kill closer to his Blink Dagger, and you did mention that's kind of the big timing for both of these mid laners, and they're pretty much going to be done at the same time. Blink now done on Slatums, and Tiny about 60 gold away.
Yeah, though Tiny's a little bit richer since he did go phase Soul Ring, so Earthshaker should have won in this race to the Blink Dagger. The fact that it's even is actually a pretty good sign for Fusion.
Yeah, it's about 1,000 gold ahead. I have full Soul Ring difference, right?
Yeah. But
the tower ends up dying anyway.
The most important part is who now finds the best play with the Blink Dagger, which Echo is down to finish the Blink. And all you need is Avalanche Toss. So Fusion gonna be looking first for that PA in the top lane.
They see Knight running around into the Sentry. They just barely get a glimpse of him. And with that, Ursa immediately backs off the lane. They drop the second Sentry. And this first Vendetta, we're not gonna see really pay off at all. Oh, he knows there's a Sentry now. But in that rotation, like you were saying, they're trying to find something. Oh, Leo style, his Blink gets scouted. Wits needs to be a little bit careful, trying to just keep the Blink Dagger on cooldown, and it's working. Leo style, nowhere to go. He has a toss, but he is here all alone. It's going to be a slow, painful death as sitting at 10 stacks of Craggy exterior. Produces a lot of that damage with Slatums with a big, chunky Enchant Totem swing.
What a switcheroo. They were the ones looking for PA. You actually lose your mid-Tiny. He wasn't farming in that time. He was just looking for a kill, and he gets killed. That's very painful when that happens. Really hurts your momentum. Earthshaker, on the other hand, gets that kill. Now Echo is up, so it's their turn to go look for a play. Is there a smoke? Yeah, MJC's got
MJC
two.
has
So.
one. All right, Vendetta once again from Knight here, heading towards the bottom lane. He is zooming for Prada, but again, you know there's a Sentry here. They saw you play, or like, they saw you in the lane maybe like 10, 15 seconds ago. He's just gonna run at him under the tower. He just doesn't care. It's enough for them to grab the kill, and now Knight just burst it down from these Quill Sprays.
Ooh.
So 1-for-1 trade.
Uses a smoke to try to dodge it, but wasn't quite far enough away.
Ooh. Hookshot almost finds the Beastmaster, but not in time. And you now have an Axe on your Beastmaster. Despite what was a really rough lane to kind of start things off, he's recovered. Kind of the nature of this hero.
I thought it would be a bigger issue with the two of them having to split the triangle, but they got a lot of stacks off, which they did last game as well. We were talking about how are they so far ahead. They had just a lot of stacks.
Oh. Smoke up. They want to get active. They want to put this Blink Echo to good use. They have Vendetta coming off cooldown in just about 5 seconds here. Question is, will they find anybody? Tower dropped in the mid lane. Nice.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Thus, they saw the clockwork for a second, but again, there just happens to be a sentry here. A nice jump in from Slatums. They'll get the pick off onto one as they look for more, though. Prada being pinged out here. They have the damage, just needs a little bit of help. That's one way to do it. And just yell at them.
Gotta secure the tower.
And there's not been a lot of fighting this game, so throwing anything to secure the kill and then get an objective, why not, right?
Yeah, much calmer game than we've had before. Even though 5 to 7 isn't that slow, but just for the usual pace of SA games, it feels a little slower.
This is your standard, like, boring, you know, WEU game of, like, teams just trying to out-efficiency each other.
I need to reach my
pride.
items.
Yeah, not in South America, man. This is street Dota territory. Everybody down here is scrappy.
You gotta fight for your items. Alright. Amplified damage for Tiny. Practically a guaranteed kill if they can find this Beastmaster. Think he knows something's up, though. He's pretty far back.
We're closing in on a Dagon here for the Nyx Assassin, and he's actually going to scout Prada here once again. Trying to find him. He will. Can Spike Carapace it? He just needs a little bit of help. Oh, instead they actually find the Ursa. Blink into the Echo. The chain stuns. He's gone. They also going to grab onto the Bristleback. But you need your Beastmaster to actually secure the kill. The Quill Sprays do come through. He gets the lasso off, but the drums are doing so much. And Clockwork, you cannot stand a chance against him. He's going to need a little bit more help. Frank will be able to secure it, but now with Wits nearby, can you get away? They're thinking about going for it, but they will back away. A 3 for 2. A pretty good fight here from the Dire as you take down the Ursa and that Tiny. Big kills.
Actually, when you consider that, Tiny had an amplified damage as he was joining that fight, but he just got controlled up and didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, that would have been huge if he
No
got a full
damage
spell combo
whatsoever.
off.
So far, the Dire doing a very good job of finding favorable fights. So a lot of that is the Nyx, of course, just using Vendetta. Even as he does walk into some sentries, just over time, you have the advantage in finding an ideal fight. That would maybe like Rocket Flare should balance out, but so far, not the case. Though they should get Roshan. It is being scouted by this observer. They get the D ward.
Yeah.
Don't think you can make it to fight this.
I mean, not fighting for Roshan as a Beastmaster team hurts a lot. So this is pretty rough for the side of the Dire. Like, you should be able to take Rosh pretty much the moment it hits the 15-minute mark. So you need to make sure you're getting something else. They're looking for Leo-style mid. This would be a huge kill. They have no Echo, but I'm surprised he didn't try to spike Carapace the toss there or something, but he's just going to walk away.
Tiny's pretty tanky. It would have been really tough to kill him with those two heroes.
I think if you spike Carapace the toss and Dagon, like, plus the Mind Flare damage, like... It
might be close.
But, yeah, it would have been close. He might have needed Echo Slam. Oh, Knight. He's going to find Michael instead. He has his eyes set on the tiny little robot. Yep, goodbye. Alright, we still get something out of it. Okay, nerd.
Hey, how's PA doing? I feel like we haven't seen her in a while. Battle Fury Manta.
Yeah,
ooh, and she's got the Shard queued up too, so that is perhaps the break. I would say they've been playing patiently, waiting for, but I mean, they have been finding fights, but with a break now available on the PA, it'll be very good. Who gets the Shard?
It went to Prada, bro. First Shard for... The crit kills MJZ! If he didn't crit, it wouldn't have killed him, actually. That's unfortunate. Well,
that's funny.
Knight gets
good
the
shard
shard,
to get,
which is
though.
the way better one.
Yeah.
You now have break for 4 seconds on Vendetta, and on the other side, the Batrider is the one who got the shard, which is easily way worse. Knight's going in. As a Spike Carapace actually manages to stun Batrider as he blinks in and saves the Beastmaster. As a result, that is a massive win there for the side of Perro Negro. Otherwise, that lasso is a guaranteed death. Will die in the process, but Knight being a little bit annoying here.
He's so slow.
Make him work for it.
Carapace and stun, and he still only makes it like 100 units in that time because of 2 nasal goos.
Yeah, that's a very good spell.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright. BKB, about 1,000 gold away on your Phantom Assassin. Earthshaker, a little over halfway to the Ags. For Ursa, he's got that blink on his way to a Basher.
I think he kind of decides, because he has more than enough money for the Basher, but he hasn't bought it yet. So
Yeah.
maybe debating if he wants to go straight BKB, or maybe MKB even. You will eventually need an MKB.
I don't think he's the one who needs to build it now. I think you have other damage for the PA at the moment. Maybe not
Spare
as much once
Avalanche
BKB
Toss,
comes down.
Bristleback.
Yeah, but I think maybe with Bristleback, if he's not the one that dies first, he has enough damage to at least stop the PA in the fights. Yeah, he's gonna just buy the Basher. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Ricky's right. Yeah, I think I can just go Bash.
Dude, the other thing, like, in the past, Ursa was, like, so giga countered because you would lose your overpower stacks when you miss. Now it's not so much the case. Like, missing on Ursa versus PA isn't the end of the world, is like, because some of the attacks are gonna hit with max attack speed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
How much evasion do you have? 47% right now? Jeez, that's so nuts, actually. Smoked up top side.
Here.
This is a big kill if they can find the Beastmaster. They also have a gem on Prada, so...
This is kind of scary, though. This is pretty deep.
Yeah, it is. And you missed a lot of damage here. He gets the roar. In comes the BKB from Slams, and Prada is falling very low. He needs to get out of here. And now Frank and Michael are both stuck. They break the TP out with the Nyx Assassin. They get the break onto the Bristle. He's going to hit the deck. Prada gets the TP, or the blink out, but the TP on the Clockwork will not be successful. You at least get out with your gem, but that's a 2-for-1. Very happy about that if you're the Dire side.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about, is it was so deep that you'd kill the Beastmaster, but everyone would close in. I thought they would lose their gem in that effort, so the fact that they keep it is kind of okay. But yeah, like, Ursa and Tiny weren't in position for that. Seemed a little forced.
Dire's top
10
tower
seconds on
is
Aegis,
under
probably not getting anything else out of it now.
If they caught him on like that little sunken camp next to the tower, I think it's a much easier kill and he gets out. But the fact that he was on high ground in a weird area where you can't really approach, it delayed the kill so much.
Yeah.
Right? So very fortunate for the Beastmaster that he was where he was when the gank connected. Knight is
looking
hunting
for Prada.
Yeah, he's... Oh no, the ghost creep! He's actually
Oh, he
just
knows
dead.
he's being chased.
He's just dead, and that's a gem.
Does he know? Okay, he's
Yeah,
going back.
He sees it. No.
Stuck around. Oh,
Knight,
you got a
Knight.
clear spot. Go back. Knight. Well, there's no courier anywhere nearby. It's like, oh. Clockwork, can you make it?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, losing this gem is such a big deal, and the fact that this just
Radiant's
happened
middle
is...
tower is under attack.
That's a little bit of a misplay from Knight there. Stealing that gem away would have been absolutely huge.
Dude, that's, yeah. Interesting, though, that Michael only went because they, like, when you drop the gem, you still have vision for a bit. Even though Nyx tried to pick it up, it didn't change ownership, so they still had vision to know to go for it. I think it should
okay,
switch.
that's cool.
I feel like it should switch vision if you try to pick it up and don't. But I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe not. There's some weird coding there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Enchantress found a Troll Summoner and took bottom tower. Big Echo Slam onto one hero, the Bat Rider. Delete.
Absolutely massive.
Huge Echo Slam. I mean, it works. They get themselves a free kill. They have the tier 2 tower now. And the uh-oh,
they're gonna find
Frank.
Frank.
Uh-oh, Frank. He gets the break up onto the high ground. The Yules actually will buy him some time to get away, but in comes Ursa, but Wits. He can't finish him off. The Yule's actually saving the roar onto Daro. He's gonna try and turn this around with his overpower. The damage of the BKB comes out now from Beastmaster. He's out looking for Frank. Gets him on the kill. The Fan of Knives to break him. And this Haste Rune, Tiny, he's doing his best here to run, but the Blink Dagger, is it gonna be available?
Got 1 second.
1 second, he's out.
He's out? That's crazy. Oh, I thought that was looking like it was slipping up. They overlapped the brakes a little bit. Bristleback almost got out, and actually he would have if he didn't turn back around to help Ursa. Ursa talked about needing the MKB or not. That was a case where he needed it. He was not doing enough damage to the PA.
He also didn't have his BKB at the time, I think. I'm pretty sure it was like on courier or in base. So kind of unfortunate for him. I don't know if it would have made any difference. Like maybe he kills the Beastmaster because he wouldn't have been slowed down, but either way, I think you're right. Now is like the MKB timing. He needs to get this item to deal with the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, and I think that's what he had to decide earlier. Because you can't really go Basher, MKB. Like, BKB had to be next. So it's either he gets the Basher and then the BKB, or MKB and BKB. And we'll see if the next... Because it's probably going to take about 5 minutes to get the MKB. We'll see if that ends up being the mistake or not. Where you wish you could kill the PA more consistently in this window. I don't feel like he's gotten a ton of extra kills with the Basher.
I mean, they've pulled a pretty substantial lead now on the Dire, 8,000 ahead here as we're looking for the 28-minute Wisdom Rune Ward. Sentry's gonna be placed. They see Prada instantly killed. Great use of the ward. They will take the very juicy Wisdom Rune. Meanwhile, Bristleback's gonna do the exact same. Take it from the other side of the map. Get his level 20 now. With that quill stack damage, which pretty big boost in damage output.
Frank's pretty close to his BKB as well, which is pretty big to reduce the damage from this Beastmaster, Earthshaker, maybe with some BKB timings. Because we haven't seen him take a fight with his BKBs yet. The Ursa still has his full use. Bristles will be brand new soon. Actually, even Tiny's. So yeah, the next fight could be really big for them, as you can ignore a lot of damage. But you gotta find that fight, and I feel like so far, the Dire's been a lot better about finding the right fights around the Nyx, finding individual pickoffs, things like that.
You've got Yule's Dagon on the Nyx. It's just such an annoying hero to deal with now, especially the Ursa. If he doesn't BKB early, you're just gonna be removed from the fight. And we're gonna see a smoke out. They wanna run at this. The question is, who do they find? Because Vendetta, Nyx Assassin, quite good. I get the opening, the Echo doesn't actually connect onto the backside. The Shaker's in trouble. They just burst him down. The BKB out for the Beastmaster of the Lord, doing some work. Michael stuck inside the cogs, but
Ursa's just gone.
Deleted by Wits, and he's still got that BKB. Now looking for Frank. They don't have a break at the moment, but will they find it? Nyx Assassin gets popped by that Tiny on the backside, but Frank still doing some work, trying to chase for more. Looking at this Beastmaster, he's got him. But now he's stuck inside the trees, and Wits has got him 4 dead on the side of Fusion. The buyback from Slade Imps, it pays off. He gets the Tiny, and it's a full team wipe, baby. Beyond godlike, 10-0 for this Phantom Assassin.
So that was what, 5, 4, 3, and then the Earthshaker buys back?
Yep,
Ooh.
5 for 3 of the Shaker buyback.
I feel like you're wishing you had bought the MKB earlier. This PA is just doing whatever she wants in the fights.
I mean, Ursa went in and got a lot of damage, right? Gets a really fast kill onto the Shaker. But, yeah, like you said, PA just comes in later and just deletes him. Has a full Abyssal Blade, gonna finish off Roche.
I almost feel like the Earthshaker kills a bait after he whiffed the Echo.
Yeah.
You know, because like as you pop BKBs, what does he even do at that point? Sure, he'll whack a couple totems, but I almost feel you need to go for the PA with your 9-second BKBs. And maybe that would have been the correct call. It's also harder, right? I know she's like waiting in the back, waiting to jump in, but...
Oh, neutral camp takes down Michael. I mean, he's still dead for 40 seconds, which is nice, but I guess a slight silver lining there for Michael on the clockwork that he gets the deny. All right. This is where I'm gonna ask you a big question. Roshan's banner now in the hands of Perro Negro. Will they use it to secure a lane of Rags?
Well, this time there's no catapults coming anytime soon. They'd have to hold it for quite a while if they want that play. Let's see, they're gonna start with the mid tier 2.
You hear the lasso, they find the shaker and Abyssal immediately from Wits. Will just get him out of danger. Ursop onto the high ground though, just finds the shaker. Echo is out, Kataro gets the kill, he's still got a BKB. He's stuck though, he needs help, he's gonna be caught, just chased down here from Wits. The crit comes through, Michael with the nice cogs holding into place, the avalanche not doing a whole lot. They've gotta deal with this Phantom Assassin. She's low, but still alive, and behind the tower, Knight will take down the clock, and guess what, Leo Style, you're next on the block here. He's got an avalanche toss in one. He's gonna pop the BKB. He's gotta get the damage, but it's not enough. 70 health. He's gonna live, and into the base they go. The Abyssal Blade is out, and Wits will claim another. Quill's being thrown all over the place thanks to that Yule Scepter. Will actually save Knight and MJZ.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But 3 more dead on Fusion, and a good use of that first Aegis.
Wait, did they recover the jump again? Yeah, they did. This Earthshaker, 2 times now. He goes in, they kill him, but it's just opening the fight for the PA. She's had Ursa's number these last couple of fights. Oh, he's actually switching over to an Ags.
He needs an Axe so bad. This is like the game where you need like Ags, Octarine, and Shard.
I just worry you're gonna live now, but you're still not gonna be doing enough damage to PA.
I just don't know what other options you have, you know?
I mean, that's why it just goes back to when he was hovering the Basher for so long. He really thought it through, and he made his best guess, and unfortunately, I think the correct answer was you get MKB there, and then you go BKB. Or you get BKB and then MKB, but like some order there, because otherwise now you reach the point, it's like, well, now I want Ags. Oh, wait, I still need MKB. It's like, well, now I want Octarine. Oh, but what about that MKB? Right? At some point, you now have to deviate the build too much.
There's a really nice shard pickup as well from the Tormentor. It goes into the Earthshaker, so he now has the extra stun on Fissure, which we'll see here in a moment. Oh, okay, well, Lasso comes out. They're going to be able to drag Knight in.
Ooh!
Mark there with a hook shot. Very nice dodge.
It's too bad. Could have at least forced out the BKB from the Earthshaker. Uh-oh, Ursa?
And that's the Axe, though. And Rage is there. He has the BKB. The Roar, though, he's in a lot of trouble. Picked up so quickly, and now Frank gets aggressive here. That's an amplified damage on the PA. We need to run. She will definitely delete these heroes on the backside. In comes Leo Style. Avalanche toss. The he actually misses.
Nearly enough damage.
With the tree stomp. And now the Echo Slam comes out. Leo Style just getting cleaned up. PA ready to go from one target to the next. The chase continues. Now looking for Frank. Fissure up in 2 seconds, but they won't be able to get in range. The whole combo like missed Phantom Assassin there. Or maybe she just Satanic did? I'm not sure.
She was just healing a bunch. She has her Satanic. She's got Enchantress standing next to her. You really need to be able to kill her quickly, and I just don't think they have the tools to do so. This is looking very similar to last game. Let's hope they learn some lessons from the last game. Otherwise, maybe this is gonna go 20 more minutes. But it's an 18K lead at 35.
And you have a Nexus
don't
assassin.
think. Yeah, you don't even need to wait for Roach if you don't want to. You can start poking a little bit. You don't have to commit super hard if you feel uncomfortable, but can start chipping away these tier 3s as you hold the map. What are we going to need for Fusion to come back into this? Some really good tossbacks or Blink Lassos, 4 staffs.
Yeah, I mean, you have toss back into Lasso. Also, I mean, Bristleback's burst damage is pretty substantial if they don't actually get the break on him. So Frank can do a lot of damage combined with his team. So it really just comes off to, like, they need to get the initiation, but the last, like, several fights we've seen has been someone on Fusion getting caught. Which is, you know, pretty easy to do when you have an Nyx assassin running around.
Yeah. I will say, this is where you get a little bit lucky in Dota, the shard going to the Nyx, so that he could have the extra break and then buy the Yules. Otherwise, he has to buy his own shard, and the Yules comes much later. But now he's got the break, Yules, finds people with the ult, takes Ursa out of the fight when a rage comes out, right? He's doing so much on this,
He really is.
this Nyx assassin. And now, you're kind of just waiting on him again. You know, he's done it for you many times before. Eventually, he will find a pickoff for you guys. You'll get that, and you can start going to the high ground. If you don't, then that's okay. You'll just wait for the Roshan. And I'm sure they'll use the banner this time. They've got 2, or they will if they get the next one. Oh, fissure block on Frank.
They find Frank. He gets the BKB off. He's going to turn around with a lot of quill damage. They'll back away. Kataro. They find a solo kill on the Beastmaster with a lasso. Very nicely done. And the Nyx assassin looking for the Batrider. Nice 4-staff to dodge. In comes the Cogs as well. Knight's actually the one in trouble here. Now Kataro still has that BKB. Might need to use it soon. Great avalanche toss on the backside. It's making space. Wits. He's kind of falling low here. And Frank's going to turn around with another big set of quills. But there's the break. He gets him with the BKB as well as that Satanic to full reset. The question is, can they get out now?
If everyone gets out, this is like really good.
Yeah, you get the buyback out of the Beastmaster. And they're cutting the waves. Like, Ursa's gonna get bottom. That's pretty good for Fusion, all things considered.
Yeah, that's such a good find on the Beastmaster. And they thought they could get something because that fight was going long. It was pushing into the outpost and the mid tier 2, so he thought he could buy back and rejoin, but a quick escape. BKBs are now down too, so it's not like you feel comfortable forcing even more. Uh-oh, turn around, Michael. This is not where you want to be.
Tiny with Conda now being done and the level 20 talent, he does a lot of damage in his combo. He got PA down to half health on just a single pop. So if you factor in like any other hero being there, it's likely to kill. Ursa gets caught from the Abyssal Blade, has to pop the Enrage, has a BKB, he's gonna need to use it, but no, he's just dead for 90. His team is nowhere near him, and now Knight on the backside does get caught, has that little bit of a glimmer.
He's life stealing.
He's actually just gonna
die. He's out.
Well, I actually cannot believe this just happened.
I feel like this is the gem passing back again. How many times have we seen this gem go around? They missed it, actually.
Yeah, Aesthetics Cap just kept him alive. The status resistance onto the lasso, and then the Avatos damage was not enough to kill him. He just lives.
Yeah, Dagon healed him too.
Yeah.
So much going his way. And now that's no... Well, they don't know there's no buyback on Ursa, but you can go try to force it out now. They've got... Oh, they don't have a creep wave because actually Top got pushed out. Get the banner out. Get it ready, boys.
They have no creep waves at all. They're just sitting here hitting the tower.
Nyx
They need this top one to get here sooner. It's
okay, here it is.
moment.
Here it is.
All right. Fortification comes out.
The skeletons are help tanking it.
Yeah.
It might have still gotten enough creeps killed off. Oh, okay, the range creeps in the back are still up.
Top tower has fallen.
All right, ranged barracks gonna go down very quickly as they now look for the melee.
Is under attack.
And MJZ, I mean, he's got Moonshard on this Enchantress. He's a full-fledged core at this point.
Is under attack.
They're gonna check for Roshan here. I like this ward being placed by Prada. Will help identify when they can go for Roshan. That being said, okay, Leo style has the gem. Never mind.
If he could get a steal, it would be
Dire
massive.
are scanning.
Ursa's gonna go for the Tormentor real quick.
Dire are scanning.
Can you imagine if Ursa died to Tormentor right now?
Nah, that'd be an impossibility.
Absolute
Goes to
despair.
Michaels, but Jetpack is kind of nice. Katara's gonna join his team bottom, and Shaker's up on the high ground. They actually
just
scout
found
him
the
out,
Ursa.
scouting him up, and now Knight one in trouble. He gets the enrage off with 1 second to spare. Abyssal Blade is out, but look at Witz. He's waiting to just join the fight and deletes him from the game. And now Tiny on the backside in trouble. The Echo Slam comes down. They're losing themselves one after the other. Prada on the run into the Roche pit. Nice blink. Gets the TP out. He's going to be safe. But that's going to be third Roche.
I almost wonder if he has to stick around and attempt the steal. Because I feel like with that losing fight, and now another Roshan goes over to the Dire. Where are we putting it? Refresher, Echo. That's going to be huge. Oh, no. Banner, guys, please.
Who needs it?
Clearly not them.
They've got one still. You know, they don't need another. They're waiting
They
in
didn't
lane
use
for
the
someone
first
to
one.
show. Oh, Witz will find the clockwork on the backside. He gets a Ghost Scepter to buy some time. Slatum's, already pops the Refresher. It's just going to trap him in place. Frank pops that Bloodstone, trying to heal. He's now on the run. There's a Fan of Knives in 1 second. Sun comes out, hook shots in. Wait a minute, Frank, he's doing a lot of damage. The lasso pulls him up onto the high ground. They get the Aegis, and Slatum's isn't super healthy either. And TP out on one. Prada not going to be as lucky. But I mean, that's Aegis and Refresher just for the Bad Rider.
That's pretty good.
And Cheese.
Yeah, I mean, if you could have gotten... The Hawk was on a lunch break or something. I swear it was watching him TP out on that cliff. If you get that route, then that's kind of worth it. But now just no Bat Rider. Let's see if they decide to try to push. I don't know, though. No Echo. Well, it's only 30-ish seconds before you have the ults up. Maybe you can force it.
I mean, you've got to play off of a toss back, right? That's kind of the idea here.
Yeah, Lasso's now up, so if you get a toss back, he'll instantly buy back. If you lose one barracks, I think that's not the worst, though, if you want to try to save the buyback.
Ooh, he tried to catch up with Spike Carapace. He does get Kataro, though. And that's the first enrage. Avalanche toss from Leo style. Deletes the Nyx. They're going to buy back. They're going to hookshot here on the Beastmaster. And Witz doing what he can to take down Bristle. But he's pretty tanky. He's healing with the Bloodstone.
Lasso on the PA.
Lasso's caught the PA. Drags her into the fountain, but they to the tier 4s, but they don't get kill. Avalanche toss. They're bringing Witz down low. He gets the blink away again. It's not enough. The Blinkins will protect him. He gets to safety. As the rest of the Dire trying to make it out of the base. They bump back on the Bat Rider. They get the Bristle back. They manage to live.
Okay, as
was
things
so close.
settle down, I guess that's still okay because you got the Bat Rider buyback. But it is kind of a successful hold. I think there's a world where they do take that barracks. But that's okay, you didn't lose much, right? You can just try again later.
Yeah.
In
I think
fact,
the main problem now is that your Bristleback is dead for 40, and he's a big part of just sitting on the front of these fights.
Dude, if they could have finished the PA, that fight looks so different. There was a lasso on him, and then I think he full staffed too far.
There's the lasso. Roar comes out immediately. Avalanche. Toss the
can't
hook shot.
hit.
It doesn't really connect onto anybody. They're just getting chain stunned down. Ursa is dead, baby. And now turning their attention to the Tiny. The Echo Slams deletes him. No buyback on this Ursa. And with this, it might spell the end of the game.
I don't see a way you hold this. I said that last time, and then we had a crazy turnaround.
GG
but
out.
yeah, there you go.
What
the
a
last
game two.
The last two lassos caught the PA, but they weren't actually able to get the Ursa on top of her to kill her. They just too much random stuns and force stabs and all sorts of things. And you have a very small window of actually killing the PA, which the game went long enough. He got, he did reach that point.
Prepare
And I
for
get
battle.
that, but I don't know if he's the one who actually has to be doing the damage, right? I feel like you have a lot of damage between Lesh and Morphling. So, a little bit bummed. We're not going to see the Snot Rocket on the Bristleback, but we at least get to see a Monkey King, which has been banned out quite a bit, and also the Leshrac, right? A hero that we mentioned a little bit, but has not really been seen much lately.
Yeah, I wonder what build he's going to go for this game. I mean, it used to just be Bloodstone, Sanj Kaya type stuff. It's a pretty decent Yule's game this time around. That used to be an old item for him.
30 seconds to battle.
See if anyone finds a first blood.
I don't think we're going to be seeing any brawls over the runes here. It looks like everyone's kind of giving each other space, but ends up being 3 runes for the Dire. Kind of the nature of having an Ogre Magi level 1, right? Just a hero that is only a body. Can't do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, and he's actually going to take advantage of that on the Beastmaster. They're going to body block, knowing he can't be punished too hard by an Ogre.
Yeah.
And Batrag going to make sure they can't do the same.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm a little bit curious to see what's going to happen in mid. The Monkey King versus Leshrac matchup, it's actually not as bad for the Monkey King as you would expect. As long as he's good at dodging the lightning storms, he can get a lot done.
Yeah, it's just tricky because it's a 0.1 second window to dodge now. So
yeah.
we'll see how on top of it he is.
Yeah, that will be the big one for me. If he can get the dodges off, it would be absolutely massive.
Top lane, Ursa should have a good start. Oh yeah, we see some heavy trading in the mid lane. It's gonna be pretty volatile, looks like.
Yeah. He needs to get like bottle and boots on Leshrac pretty early. Monkey King can't really afford to go bottle, and he's going to need to get boots like ASAP. Because he can't play the lane without the boots. Leshrac's pretty fast base move speed, makes it hard for him to build Jingu stacks, and the only way Monkey King wins his lane is with Jingu stacks. So he needs to get those boots online.
Top Ursa should have a good time. You've got the Enchantress, who's just a pretty strong laner. But I don't think they can really stop Frank from getting what he needs either. We were talking about how we'd like to see Snot Rocket, but even without it, a little bit of like 1 point Nasal Goo, even without it, the stuns, possibly a Hex from Lion, should prevent Ursa from being too aggressive. We might just see a lot of farming top.
Yeah, there it is. Well, Misanthropy level 2 Edict comes out, and he just instantly kills the Monkey King. There's not really a way around this. Unless he has Jingu stacks already built, he just dies. So really good recognition there from the Leshrac. Now, he does die in exchange for this, which he needs to be very careful of his bottle right now. So, and he has boots now, whereas the Monkey King does not. So this lane should get easier.
No XP given away either. get a little easier over time.
Misanthropy is such a nuts talent, bro. It is so much damage.
It is a lot of damage. So who's gonna get these lotuses? Ooh. It's very nice when Ogre can get it, but looks like it's gonna go to Bat Rider. And who got a top? Ooh, Wit's got it on the Ursa.
Yeah. Knight's in a pretty rough spot right now, actually, in the bottom lane here. They did get the Ignite. There is a Blood Grenade they'll be able to tow as well. Does he get in range for the Ignite? Just barely. And with this, waveform up in 1. Taro should get this, and he does. Yeah, really nice rundown is Prada gets another Ignite off, throws it onto the Beastmaster here. Big bad Ogre, he's got 10 wand charges, gets the stun, trying to finish the job, but I don't think they can get in range. And that level 2 timing is so good.
You miss a little bit of last hits going out for the Bad Rider that far, but Equilibrium is actually pretty good right now, so you'll recover all that quickly. Despite the kill, Monkey King is still in the lead on CS here. Just a little bit better animation, and well, maybe Leo still hasn't played Leshrac in a bit. Maybe he's just slightly off on the timings.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure no one's really touched this hero all that often, except maybe like Sumail, you know? But not super common. Does look like he's going to max the Edict here, which leads me to believe he wants to be fighting, right? Otherwise, it's pretty useless. So
Ladums is heading top, maybe looking for the first rotation.
They got Michael for sure. He is way too slow. No stuns available. And
Sladum was about to contribute a little there.
Yeah, I was gonna say contributing. Typical mid lane, like main character ego symptom. I don't know. Yeah. I'm helping by taking your kill. Thank you.
Helping myself. Bought a refill for the Leshrac.
I was kind of curious what the Bristleback's item build was going to be, if he's going to pick up a casual Null Talisman or something, but it looks like he's actually opting for Mana Boots this game, which is the alternative, right? You can either go like Null Talismans and Phase Boots, or you can go like Bracers and, you know, Mana Boots. But he needs the mana really bad here.
Hurricane. They don't want to commit around without enough creeps.
I mean, diving Lesh is so scary. If there's not like a bunch of creeps around you, he will just kill you under Edict.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful, especially as he's close to 6, because he could pop the ult to just destroy the creep wave, so even that's scary.
Nice camp block there by MJZ. Expecting Michael to doing something of the sort, and as a result, trying to just find him. Top lane, Witz actually might be in trouble here. That is an Ignite with a Blood Grenade coming out. He's going to try and dodge into the tower, but Frank will just continue to stack up damage here with the Quills. Multiple TPs now coming in. Wukong's command is out. Prada will be the next to fall. So nicely done here from Sladums. Good TP on in.
Where in the past you would see a Leshrac take your mid tower for that rotation, but with Misanthropy, you no longer can damage the mid tower, so this actually isn't that costly for the Monkey King to leave. I lost like a quarter of his tower.
Yeah, I mean, the Amplify damage is helping out a little bit, but you're right. He's not doing much tower damage with it. I would like to see him rotate a little bit more with these extra points in Edict, but I mean, where does he go? Still a nice little bottle refill there in the mid lane. Good TP from Prada.
I am a little worried for Fusion's early game because all these cores aren't really... How do they start a fight? You know, it's got to be the Lion Stun. So far, it's not having the greatest time, so that's probably a slow blink. if you can't just walk at towers and force them to respond, you're not going to be able to do very much.
They're smoking top. They're trying to force, again, something out of Wits. They want to get that enrage. Frank trying to dive, but won't work for now. Meanwhile, Prada and trying to run and intercept here. Instead, it's just going to be a free kill here under the Enchantress as, yep, that's a lot of damage. It's like a what, 1200 pure damage or something now at level 4. How much is it?
They nerfed it a little bit, so now I forget. I forget if the value I have in mind is the old one or the new one. Maybe double check real quick.
1360 pure damage.
Yeah. So, just so much damage.
This is where Snot Rocket would actually, like, unironically, you would kill the Ursa here with it. So, it's a little sad we don't see it this game, but they are still at least forcing Ursa off the lane for the moment and trying to put pressure on top.
At the same time, Morphling has been kicked out of bottom. Morphling will be able to jungle a little faster than Ursa, but at least you're kind of matching the movements right now.
Yeah.
Which they're using Enchantress creeps to drag this out. So you're not even losing the top tower that quickly.
One thing to note too, Beastmaster's actually gone Helm of the Dominator this game, so we're not seeing an Aghanim's build. So, very different from what we've seen in the past, but that to me makes me think that they want to just start bulldozing down lanes.
I think so. It's a common approach versus Morphling.
That was, okay, never mind. He doesn't have mana on the Shrek here. I was going to say, Slatum needs to be very careful. That ward Sentry in the mid lane there doing some... Oh, that's 2 wards, actually. That's awkward.
Nobody
yeah,
they got placed at, like, the exact same time.
Exact same time, yeah, by 2 different players. Literally the exact same time. Well, top lane, we're going to see another kill from Leo Style as the Enchantress is just food for this hero, but he's in really deep now without mana. And he's just dead. Wow, that's a huge death, and now Michael in trouble as Slatums will continue to be able to just chase for more. Doesn't have that Boundless Strike quite yet. Stun off the mark. Able to continue the chase with that Simian Stride. Okay, I feel like that's definitely not supposed to happen. The Leshrac has been very low on mana for the last, like, several minutes.
Yeah, I think forcing... Like we said, when you want to find a kill, you kind of got to force it pretty hard. That drags him into a bad position. He does get the kill on the Enchantress, but he's in deeper than he would need to be if you had someone on your team who could, you know, maybe stun targets so that you don't have to go as far.
Well, Morphling has now taken over the top net worth spot, kind of as expected. Now that he has the Vlads, he's picked up a Windlace just for a little bit more mobility to get around the jungle. And he's gonna be there for the foreseeable future. Blink reveal from Leo Style, and Slatum's no longer a hero. That's a really cool timing. I did not expect a Blink first item from the Lesh. And clearly they did not either on the Dire.
Yeah, he thought he was just playing with an Ogre. Got surprised by the smoke playing. Very nice play. I was gonna say it gets them in mid-tower, but actually they're rotating to defend it.
Bringing in the heroes. Yeah, they got him. Nicely done from the Beastmaster. They're not giving him anything, making him work for it.
It is the pretty big rotation for an Ogre kill. And although you defend your tower for now, I don't... How much longer can you hold that? It's got like 150 health. It will fall pretty soon.
Frank surely will get the top tower here in a moment.
Middle tower has been denied.
It's only a matter of time.
Dire's top tower is
So,
under attack.
the Helm of the Dominator into the Overlord for the offlane Beastmaster is definitely interesting. I do like it for the fact that against Leshrac, it's going to eat up a lot of the Misanthropy damage from Edict.
True.
So maybe that's the idea, because it is a lot of pure damage, but if you have like a 1500 health creep next to you, makes it a little bit more difficult to actually find the right targets. So I'm curious if that's the idea behind this. We'll have to see, or yeah.
The Ags build, you also want to blink, and then you could get the pipe. I think if you get Helm of the Dominator into Overlord, you're more willing to go pipe right away, which matches the timing of the Leshrac better. And
nice.
this extra attack speed aura is really nice for both other cores, and actually the Enchantress as well. So maybe that's some of the idea.
Yeah,
So
I didn't notice he went Wild Hunt. If I had seen that, I probably would have assumed he was going the Dominator build this game. That facet is really strong. We just don't see it all that often, like you said.
Yeah. So far, he's gotten the bottom tower. Doesn't seem like he cares that much about taking the other towers right now, like we were maybe thinking you go with the Helm of Dominator for. But it is because he's farmed quite a lot, so he's actually not that far off from the Helm of the Overlord. So I guess they're waiting for that. Ursa maybe taking some of his stacks, though.
He's like, you mean my stacks?
It's like, no, those are mine. Those were going to finish my Overlord, but that's cool. Okay, I'll go over here.
It's a decently timed Battle Fury, right? That's pretty nice.
I kind of would prefer the Overlord, though. You know, like, I think if he does those stacks, that is the Overlord.
It is, yeah. That's actually the
But
difference.
I suppose by giving it to Ursa, you're going to line up the Overlord with the Blink, which is maybe better than just having the Overlord. And then Ursa still needs another minute or two to get the Blink.
So Frank should have his Aghanim Scepter here after this Ancient stack as well. So we're seeing some big items picked up from both teams. I think the Aghanim Scepter on the Bristle is pretty huge. We don't have like an obvious break like we did in the last game, so this should give him pretty massive timing to play around.
In before Beastmaster uses his Helm of the Overlord to take one of those break creeps.
A little small troll.
Be a really big troll with the Overlord.
They see this rotation bottom. There's a ward up on the high ground, but they have a courier sitting on the high ground. They don't have a sentry yet to scout if there's a ward there. Surely Prada's going to go back and check for the ward now. Well, either way, Roar comes out. You went a little bit too far on the Lesh there. Flew too close to the sun. Gets quickly cleaned up from the Roar. That is such a deep dive, like behind where even your allies can get to. And now Ogre, because he didn't get rid of that D ward, is just going to get blink lassoed. These are like deaths that cannot happen.
Bat Rider, he's a pretty tanky support, and then the Flame Break slow and knockback kept the Leshrac far enough away. And what's supposed to be a buff to Diabolic Edict Misanthropy, they shrunk the time it is from 7 to 6 seconds, so it goes faster. That also means, though, you have to kite him for less time, and then you're okay. So that Flame Break bought enough time that Misanthropy ended. And then what do you do in that far, in between two towers?
He needs to get more levels, just in Split Earth, but on his hero as well, because he needs the AoE upgrade on Split Earth to be able to like reliably hit stuns, as well as just like being able to Pulse Nova more heroes. And he also needs this Kaya to come online immediately. Like Leo style is really fragile, but he does a ridiculous amount of damage. So if he's able to catch these heroes off guard, it works out really well. But we see in a scenario like just before where if he extends too far and he's just out of position, it doesn't take much for them to kill him. This is such a bait from the Ursa. The whole team is behind him, ready to go. More
That's a waveform in.
Oh, they've got Michael, the sick boundless strike into the Roar. The stun comes out, but without a waveform. Got nowhere to go. Leosal's gonna blink in, just find Slatums. Then comes the lasso, but this is when Bristle and Lesh do so well. Looking for Knight, he's in trouble. One more auto attack from Frank as Leo style will end up dying here to the Beastmaster, but ends up being a great turnaround from the side of Fusion as they also get the Helm of the Overlord.
Who baited who in the end there?
Yeah. Apparently Morphling is, you know, like you said, just the bait.
Leshrac did so much damage in the fight, but you do see the problem with the build is that you end up being quite fragile, so it's not surviving all of these fights. But it is going back into the other cores. Like, Frank's getting so much space, catching up to the Ursa because of that.
Yeah, Frank is huge. And they're not going to have a break for a while. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that makes the Bristleback a lot better in this game. Last game, we're like, all right, Frank's top net worth, but there's a Nyx who got lucky off of the Tormentor and a PA who can buy Shard at any point, right? So they had answers to him. This game, not so much. It's just going to be the Ursa, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If you don't manage, if you, like, hit him from the back, it's going to throw so many quills out onto your entire team.
Both teams got to keep Roshan in mind.
Yes, they do. Michael comes bottom, gets a stun onto the Beast Smash of the Hex. The Wukong's even getting dropped, and now they're going to find out the heroes are coming to chase. Beastmaster throws the roar. He actually pushes back the Lesh.
Wow.
That is very convenient because he was absolutely dead. Looks like they will still find him anyway. And with that one, a quick retreat from the rest of the Dire. They do manage to cut the next wave, though.
Push the Leshrac so far away.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to live off of that, or there was a chance for it. Instead, they get the kill. They're going to head straight over to Roshan, pick up the first one for themselves, which I wouldn't mind seeing this go to the Leshrac. It solved the issue I was just talking about. He's too squishy. He needs to live in these fights, and now you can focus him, but he's just going to come back with full mana.
I think they're going to give it to the Morph. He did happen to find a Pupil's Gift, which is a pretty substantial amount of HP considering what he was at before, so this does help a lot. But now this will allow the Morphling to maybe play a little bit more aggressive and let the Lesh kind of be the one who follows up the fight. I don't know. But I will say the Pupil's Gift is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of extra health for him.
And he's got a Yule's queued up, like you said. A really good Yule's game.
Yeah, either keep himself alive or lift up the Ursa in rage. Maybe even interrupt the Monkey King as he goes for you. You didn't pick up that rune! Oh, okay, he went back for it.
Morph has his Butterfly queued up. We actually saw Morphling earlier go for a Butterfly. It was against a Lifestealer, but whenever you're playing against these like melee heroes, like an Ursa that you can kite, I feel like it's a really good Butterfly game. Uh-oh, Michael. Uh-oh, Michael. Blink away. All right, he's good. He gets rewarded with the Shard. That's a nice one. Super annoying to deal with. Now the question is, does he put a 4th point in mana drain now that he has the Shard?
He
I
might.
think so. I think you do. Level 4 mana drain is super annoying. And he has Essence Eater, so he might as well.
I really thought we'd see a pipe, but looks like they don't want it. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, it's mostly Leshrac, but it's also Leshrac. So.
I see what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. But I guess they're managing all right, you know, and then people are going to go for BKBs and the supports might die, but, you know, whatever. Of course we'll have BKBs.
I was gonna say, man, Knight is super farmed, but he also is the one who received the free Shard off of Tormentor. He is still super farmed, but an unlucky first Shard for the side of the Dire. Never really want to see it go to the Batrider. They're gonna smoke up here, look to head into the enemy jungle as Fusion will grab the bottom tier 1 tower, and they're all ready. They're gonna smoke up themselves, sit behind their Morphling. Frank could be on the front line. I mean, there's a Wisdom Rune that they haven't checked yet. Yeah, Michael's going to go look for it now. Frank does see the Ancient Golems. They know they're coming behind them. Prada, smoke is going to pop. He's on the front line. They do catch some heroes jumping around through the trees, but Prada's in a rough spot. There's the lasso on the backside into the Wukong's command. They've got Leshrac as well as the Lion and Lesh. He's dead. 3 fall. Make it potentially a 4th here as Morphling is just stuck. Where's the Bristleback? Oh, there he is. He's running after him. Okay. Beastmaster. No way out of this one.
Three for 2. Maybe 3 for 3?
I mean, the important heroes lived, right? Bristleback and Morph. I'm surprised I didn't see this coming because they saw the smoke pop on the summons from the Beastmaster, but maybe they didn't realize it was happening.
Yeah, it was a good catch from the Bat Rider into the Monkey King ult. That's what really helped them even be able to approach that fight. And they still took a ton of damage from it for the Leshrac.
Dude, this Morphling is just taking tower after tower.
He's got the butterfly.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3
damage.
towers just in a row. Bottom tier 1, tier 2, now mid tier 2, and now they're gonna find the Ursa here. He does get the enrage off, has a BKB. He's gonna be forced to use it in TP home, but now, yeah, this is gonna be a rough survival here for the Enchantress. Quickly picked up there. As they now look for the top tier 2. I mean, Fusion is just using this first Aegis so well. They've taken the entirety of the map.
Yeah, here's the last one. No contest. With a Morphling lineup, too. I mean, I know you got the Bristle and the Leshrac, but they're actually going to go poke the high ground for the last 10 seconds of Aegis. And
why not?
Even as Aegis expires, yeah, what else can you do? This is so fast, actually, with the Bloodlust.
It's a full lane. I mean, they're going to wrap around, try and find this opening. You need to get it with the Bat Rider lasso. Michael, he's going to be the first one that they find, and that's a great kill. He gets the stun for the moment, but Leo Style, he's still sitting around on the back, waiting to try and come in. Slayton's going to be forced to pop that Wukong's command and that BKB. Morphling still alive, pretty healthy. They buy back on the Lion. He's going to be here soon, and guess what? Leo Styles found your Ursa. He just gets ripped to pieces, and now Frank looking to chase for more. Beastmaster cannot TP out. This game might have just ended. 3 dead right outside the base. They can buy back, but this
It's such an economic blow if you have to.
Yeah, he just wants to end this. He's going to go for more. Frank's diving the fountain's going to pop the quills, and that gets him. MJC's dead. Slateums has to be careful as well. He's going to turn his back. He's got him. Monkey King's gone. No buyback. A full team wipe at 25 minutes from Fusion. They turn it on in game 3.
They're playing it safe. They're going for the Megas. To be fair with how they got here, I can completely understand that. Megas at this point might as well be GG. This lineup is really not good at dealing with it. I mean, they're going to play it out, because if you lose this, you drop to the lower bracket. It's the final game. Why not? But, oh, that was such a sudden turn of events, man.
I mean, that fight starts, and yeah, you get Michael. He got a Hex and a stun, though, onto the Ursa, forced his Enrage and his BKB. And then once all that's over, Leo Style and Kataro are like, hello there. We have been sitting waiting for your BKBs to end.
Yeah, it feels bad to BKB for a Lion. You'd love a different stun to kind of set it up, but what other stun is there? You know, there's Roar or Lasso. You can't really...
He's in trouble. He's forced to BKB right away. And I don't know if Frank breaks his Primal Spring, this is going to be rough. Yeah, here we go. Daedalus now.
What's the window of recovery?
Fountain.
You need to... right? I was about to say, I think you got to lasso people in.
I mean, but you have no break for the Frank, so as long as
it can't be Frank.
Yeah, he's gonna be the one who's just like, I will kill you in your fountain. I don't mind. Morphling is gonna get to work on the tier 4 towers. The last fortification comes out. MJZ gets very low, very fast, but barely survives. Ursa and Bat Rider hiding on the left side of the fight here, looking for an opening. Again, you don't really want it to be Frank, but if Frank's alive, I don't know how you live or how you hold.
Just send Frank to the front while Morphling hits the buildings. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. You can just hold the map, wait for the next Roche. They are smoking in to be sneaky, though.
Yeah, I mean, to blink the Hex, Monkey King is just so dead. Instantly deleted the lasso, is going to find the Lion, the Roar out as well. Wits on the run, trying to hobble his way back to the fountain, but the damage is overwhelming. Kataro, big crit on the backside. The GG comes out. And Fusion, I don't know what talk you had between games, you know, 2 and 3, but well played.
I think it was the PA ban.
It's the PA ban, dude. They were mind flayed by this hero. Unbelievable turn of events.